call the meeting to order. This is a work session. We will not have public comments from the audience.
And I'll just go for it. I wanted to talk about Crossroads. I said, there's just no way that we cannot support this agency. I encourage all of us to go sit in the lobby and see the destroyed lives and all ages, all this stuff that just walks through their door. And the damage to these lives are just beyond what any of us can imagine. And I dare say there could be someone in this room, there could be someone in this building, there could be someone in this city right now that has used the services of Crossroads as to what's happening between these two services. I know Joyce Ariano was my director when I was their community educator, and sadly, cancer took her before she even got to get in that building. There was a Family Justice Center director, Deanna Manning, and her assistant was Sherry O'Shields, who's still there, and they were in charge of managing the building, the maintenance of the building, scheduling times for the downstairs meeting room, and that was pretty much it. And Family Abuse Services was the anchor agency that was to have on site the services built around them to take all the pressures off the victims, so they wouldn't be walking up and down the street having worked, and we brought it here and made it, our own. And I'm curious as to what's happened or what's happening with Family Abuse Services. Is the Family Justice Center, are they acting as a nonprofit? Are they acting as an independent agency? Things they do, look at some of their examples. We are dangerously low in social workers.
2514 would be just the 1 cent.
That's a valuable.
Well, I was just wanting to add that whole column up to see what it come up with.
Okay, so our.
210, 447?
Mm-hmm. So that's what.
But it really wouldn't be an increase, Bill.
No.
When you take into account that we're looking at a right sizing, if you will, or market size for these critical positions, that 5% is going to be included in that.
Yeah.
So it's not proportion because it will already be in there with the 5% COLA.
Yep. Thank you.
And that is not cut, correct?
We have restored that $75,000 cut for both Family Abuse and Crossroads. And we've restored the JCPC match in this iteration here.
I sat in that room the whole time and watched a parent play, and it was
30 new subdivisions being built in Alamance County, 30 new subdivisions. How in the world are we going to keep providing services to the people that are going to be living in these subdivisions if we don't have the people?
well, think about what all the volunteer fire and their EMTs do for everybody else. It's amazing. It takes everybody.
And
So
they're having
money.
a problem staffing themselves,
Yeah.
so.
We have the EMS station in the Davenport model for a financing. And in addition to the financing, I think we were planning to contribute $2 million of ARP. That would give us a little more time to do a little
Implemented in
thorough.
October, there's no point in funding it before we can actually get it implemented. Personally, I want it done as fast as we can.
It's a
I mean,
two.
I don't have a problem with doing it next week, but we can't get there.
It takes a while.
Right. So I'm
So-
looking at that would be an additional 111.
Plus
Yeah.
84's right at,
Okay, so we would be accelerating the study 2 months instead of 3 months.
Right.
So add back, or
100 and, what did you say,
111.
100? Then if you take 11 off of that, to go ahead and fund.
the cost,
Okay.
right, real quick.
Yes. So what's up there right now would be a 500.
I only got problems with 2 of them. Right? And that's not enough to start swinging a hammer.
Well, I have been in my lifetime to a tobacco
Tobacco barn fire.
barn fire. And I have helped put out fires when living in McLeansville, like a field fire. I cooked a lot of chickens and fish at E.M. Holt's Fire Station back in the day, and they told me they don't do that any longer. But these folks do wonderful work. It takes training. I have a fire hat sitting on a rocking chair in my sunroom as you come in the back of my house right now. So I have sympathy for these folks. And you've got 54 East below the revenue neutral, but then you tie that with SWEPs and they're just, oh gosh, 13/100ths over revenue neutral, so that's pretty much a sweep. I just don't see any complaints, and I'm asking any board member if you do have or suggestions.
Probably the biggest single swing is Alta Ossipee,
Correct.
and that's still close.
I have had a number of firemen and fire chiefs ask that we not cut their proposed rates.